Hey friends, welcome back to another video. If this is your very first time visiting my channel, hello, I'm Danya and I'm so glad that you're here and I hope that you'll consider subscribing. In today's video, I'm excited to talk to you about my debt-free journey experience. My experience began in late 2015 when I was sitting on my sofa in my apartment and everything was fine. I wasn't upset, I wasn't sad, I wasn't depressed or anything like that. It was just a normal Sunday. And for some reason, I don't recall what triggered it, I started thinking about my financial situation. And at the time, I was 46 years old, and I remember thinking, I only have $700 in my bank account. And in addition to that, I had a balance of $18,000 on my car and slightly under $1,000 on one credit card. And I just thought to myself, this is pathetic. Like, I'm 46 years old, and at this point in my life, I should have a lot more in my savings account for this age. And I started to think about all the money that has come through my hands with the different jobs that I've had, and nothing to show for it except a nice car. And it just had me thinking, I've got to do something about this. And again, even after coming to that conclusion, I wasn't sad, I wasn't depressed, I wasn't upset. I just felt like I've got to take action and fix this situation. And so it made me think about, what I need to do, and it had me dreaming about what my life could look like. So anyway, what I want to talk to you about are the steps that I took to become debt-free in 1 year. And believe me, like Dave Ramsey says, I was gazelle intense. So if you're in a situation where you're not debt-free and you're trying to get your finances together, I hope that this video will inspire you to take action today. So the first thing that I recommend, and this is the first thing that I did, is I took a mental assessment of my life, which is what I just explained to you. I thought about my situation. I thought about where I was. I wasn't happy about it. And my goal was to fix it. And that's what I did. I thought about how I want to be an inspiration to other people. And I thought, at 46 years old, with $700 to my name and an $18,000 balance on my car, that's not going to be an inspiration to anyone. So that's going to change beginning today. And this was in the last quarter of 2015. The second thing that I did was research, because I knew that at that point, something's got to change, but I didn't know what steps to take. So I began reading articles, I began watching video after video on finances, and the one video actually that I found, and this was the first video that I watched, was a video of Dave Ramsey, who's a financial expert. You may have heard of him, but if you haven't, look him up. But I found a video of him speaking at a conference, and I was so inspired by that video. And the other thing that was exciting to me is that he gave me steps to get out of debt and to get my finances in a place where they needed to be. And I'm a very methodical person, so I need steps in order to accomplish my goal. I need steps in order to, get started or even be motivated to take action. And that's in every aspect of my life. That's just how my brain is wired. And he had something that was called the baby steps. And I was just so excited because he gave me step 1, step 2, step 3, and it just resonated within me. I thought, okay, now I can do something about my situation. I have these steps. They seem easy enough. I mean, getting out of debt, depending on how much debt you're in, can be really hard because it means sacrifice and discipline. But I was at a point where I was desperate and I was willing to put the discipline in, and I was also willing to sacrifice. And then number three, now that I had the steps, it was time to decide. I did the research, I watched multiple videos. It was time to decide on a plan. And my decision was to follow the Dave Ramsey plan. Because again, like I said, that resonated with me. And I felt like this is something that I can do. After I decided on the plan, the next step was to take action. I had to put that plan into action. So, being the methodical person that I am, I like spreadsheets. I like to see things in black and white. I like to see what my progress is. So I created an Excel spreadsheet. And in that spreadsheet, I created a budget. I had my monthly income. I had all of my expenses listed. And then at the bottom of the spreadsheet, I put the difference between those amounts. And I also added a line for savings so that I could not only see like what I'm making, where my money is going, but I also wanted to see my progress as I was saving money. So I had all of this in a spreadsheet, and that got me so even more excited because now, what I had been thinking about was actually real now. I had a plan in black and white, like this is happening. And I had it so detailed that I could literally see when I would be out of debt, the exact date that I would be out of debt. And I was all over this. Like this was going to happen because now I had a plan. And if you're a Christian, then the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. Because in most cases, and this is also backed by science, that in most cases, when you write down your plan, most likely you are going to achieve whatever it is that you're going after. You're going to achieve that goal. So I highly recommend, don't just think about what you want to do, but write it down and write down the action steps that you're going to take in order to achieve that goal. And then after I put the plan into action, number 5 was I had to say no to anything that wasn't moving me in the direction of my goal to be debt free. That meant if friends wanted to go out to eat, I had to say no. If, I wasn't dating anyone at the time, but if I was and they wanted to go out, I had to say no to that. I had to not only say no to shopping for clothes, I had to say no to window shopping because window shopping was a tease for me. If I saw something that I really liked, even if I walked away from it, I would go home and think about it. So I knew that about myself, so I knew that I could not window shop. So those are the steps that I took, but I also want to add that, again, this was not easy. It took fierce focus in order for me to become debt free in 1 year and to follow my plan strictly. I not only said no to things, but I literally did not do anything for an entire year. There was no entertainment. There was no going to the movies. There was no anything. There was no ordering food online. I was extreme, and I do realize that not everyone is going to be extreme like I was. I ate the same thing every day because it was inexpensive and I liked it. I liked it good enough. And I ate it every day, except for one time when I went to Costco and they were having a sale on a large pan of lasagna, and I got 4 pans of lasagna and ate that lasagna every day until it was gone. So that's how extreme that I was, but that's how my brain is wired. Your brain may not be wired that way, but what I can tell you is that anything that you want in life, if you want it bad enough, you will do what it takes to achieve that goal. And that's what I did. I wanted it so bad because I was thinking, again, I was thinking about my age and just, my status in life. And I thought, this is not acceptable. And I was desperate. I became desperate about achieving this goal. I started thinking about how much I was behind in life. I wasn't saving like I should. I wasn't investing like I should. But that changed. And in 1 year, I started on the journey in terms of assessing my life at the end of 2015. And then once I put my plan together, I put that plan into action beginning January 1st of 2016. And December 31st of 2016, I was debt free. I had no more debt. So even though it was a challenge and I didn't do anything for 1 year outside of what was on my plan, the feeling that I had when I achieved my goal was beyond what I felt as far as the challenges. And what I'll say to you is stay focused. Be true to what you want in life. Because the thing is, when you want something in life, when there's a dream or a goal that you want to go after, and you put a plan together and you don't stick to that plan, that's disappointing. That means you weren't true to yourself. That means that you broke a promise to yourself to be in a certain position at a certain time. And that is not acceptable. Because what it does is it's defeating. And the next time you try, the confidence that you had the first time, it's a little bit less the second time. And the more that you fall off track and not achieve your goal, you lose even more confidence. So start today. Think about your financial status. Are you where you want to be today? When you look back at all the money that has come through your hands, are you satisfied? Maybe you are. Maybe you are in a great place, and I salute you, but that wasn't me. And I had to make some changes. So I am inspiring you, and I'm challenging you. If you are not where you want to be financially, sit down, get in a quiet place. Think about where you are and think about where you want to be. In fact, dream about the lifestyle that you want to have in your future. Because if that's not a lifestyle that you have now, then you have work to do. But guess what? If I can change my financial status, you can change your financial status. I am in a much different place than I was back in 2015 when I was 46 years old. Now I'm looking at multiples of $700. Like I'm in a position now where I'm not worried. Am I rich? No, not yet. We're getting there. But I have no worries and I have options because I have a cushion of money in my savings account and I'm investing. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If you really like this content, please hit that like button and also hit the notification button so that you'll know the next time I put out another video. And I look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.